G'day friends, and welcome to our Across the Waves, where this month Robbie and I are going to share projects using our watercolour pencils or just pencils. I'm just going to try and make sure we're in focus. Okay, so I'm going to use this cute little image from Paper Rose Studio called Floral Branch. I just think it's a really sweet image and I use it a lot actually. I really like it. Then I've got a piece of white that's been die cut with the stitch rectangle dies from Paper Rose as well. And I think I've used this one, 1, 2, 3, 4 from the outside. Okay, so that's done. So that's already done. And then I've got some marks on here. I've got a piece of black and we've got another piece of white. I think that piece of white is for the inside. So we'll soon find out. Okay, so what we're going to do first up is stamp ink our image. And I want to make sure this is really inked. So I'm going to test it on scrap paper first. I let this sit for a little bit because sometimes I find I get a better image because it, I don't know why, but so I'm really inking this up really well. And then we're going to stamp it onto here. And I think we might do it on a slight angle, hey? So we'll just there. So I'm just going to let that sit for a bit. And fingers crossed. Yeah. Okie dokie. Now we're going to colour this with pencils. I've just got plain straight out colouring pencils, and they're pencils from pencils I've had for yonks and yonks and yonks. I've had them for such a long time, but I've hardly ever used them. And they're actually a Faber-Castell. So there you go. So this is what we're going to use, but we're only going to use 2 colours. And I'm thinking we use this one. And we might use that one, eh? That's pink by itself, but when you put it together, it looks like a really light purple. Or we don't go red. Or will we do these colours? No, let's stick with that. Okay, so we're going to start off with the darker colour. Now, I will say I am not an expert at colouring. I colour the way that I feel most comfortable with. So we're just going to go around all the bottom of the flower with the dark colour. Okay. Now I tend to flick, but you can do it in circles too if you want. I don't keep it even. And I'm just doing it really dark. And not going right up to the top. We want to keep that clear, white. Now don't be scared to turn your cardstock or your paper as you colour. And just take your time, eh? Don't rush it. I find it very relaxing. Some people hate it. It's the same as fussy cutting. I like it. I find it relaxing, but then again, there's a lot of people that don't like it. So that's okay. Again, don't rush it. Just take your time. And I'm just going to go these little ones here. And that's all I've done. Now, if you wanted to, you could leave that as is. But we're going to continue, eh? Now, for this one, I'm just actually going to colour the top part very lightly because I don't want it too dark. But I'm coming down over that dark where the two colours meet, and I'm blending it out just a little bit. So you basically nearly got 3 colours. Just like that. And again, we'll just continue all the way around. I'm just coming down over that where the two colours meet and blending those colours out. Takes away that really sharp edge where they meet. Again, just take your time, don't rush it. Pretty colour actually. It's a colour that I think would change depending what you have with it, what other colour you do with it. So by blending out those two colours in the middle there where they meet, I've nearly got 3 colours. Just take your time, don't rush it. There you go, and that's that there. Okie dokie. It's really pretty actually. Now I've also got a blender pen. This is a Derwent blender, and we're going to go over just very lightly, just to blend it out even more. Okay. Especially where those two colours meet. I never know whether this bit here is a leaf or a petal, but I always colour it in as a petal. And you colour, or whatever image you use, colour with what you have. And just practice. There you go. And that's just blended it out even more. It's really pretty actually. Then I've grabbed a granny apple green from Stamping Up, and we're going to do the leaves with this, okay? Now, I'm not sure whether I mentioned, but I tend to start off with my colouring with sharp nibs, and surprisingly they always end up blunt by the time I'm finished. So I'm using the one colour, but I'm going along the bottom a little bit darker and blending out. A little bit. Might hide those, so I'm just going to see if I can get a rubber. Little bit better. That's just normal rubber, and I just rub it out a little bit. Don't rub too hard if you do it, but make sure it's a good rubber. So again, dark at the bottom and lighter along the top. If you've got a blender pen, you could blend it out. Do your dark at the bottom and then blend it out with the blender pen. Okay, and I could probably do the same with my blender pencil as well. So I'm just going to go around this once more with being around the bottoms of our leaves. You could add another colour if you wanted to with your green, whether it be darker. If it's darker, do your dark along the bottom and then your lighter along the top, eh? Whoops. And I'm just going to blend this out. I always wipe away any excess that we may have. And that is how that looks now. So you can see the dark along the bottom. We'll add a little bit of white later on, but we won't do that till last because I want it to be able to put aside and dry then. So what I'm thinking also too is adding a little bit of clear wink of Stella, eh? To our petal, to our petals, to our flower. Well, yeah, to our petals. And I think we might just go down along the bottom because it will even blend it even more. But it'll add a little bit of highlight too and shimmer. Got to have shimmer. Yeah, not sure whether you can see that or not, but there's a really nice shimmer to the top of it now. Pretty. Don't forget to clean your brush. Okay, that's done. Then I'm just going to dry this a bit. I don't want to have it everywhere. So we'll bring in our glue and we're going to stick this piece now to our black. panel. Now, I have left a bit of a wider border around our panel, our white panel, than I would normally, but I think it called for it, and I think it sets it off just nicely. Then we're going to pop this up, and I've brought in our black, or some black dimensionals. And we're going to add this straight to our base card. I don't know why, I was going to say maybe it should be going on to that white panel, but I think that white panel is for the inside. I'm just going to put this aside for a minute, grab our base card, and we're just going to grab our bone folder and burnish it down that scored line, It's nice and crisp. There you go. Bring in our panel. Now, because I'm not very good at having larger panels straight, I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the backs of my dimensionals. And this gives me a little bit of wriggle room. Making sure our base card's facing the right way. I'm very good at putting them upside down back to front. See? And lining this up straight. Making sure it's nice and even around all the sides. Gently press. Okay, so that's done. Then we've got a sentiment. I thought we might make it into a sympathy card. And we're just going to put that across there like that. But first up, I'm actually going to trim a little bit off here. It just feels like it's too top heavy on the top. I just got to get it straight. That's a bit better. And we're going to trim off the sides, and we're just going to shape the sides a little bit, just a slight slant, Just like that. Now, see that white space along there? We're going to cover that up, and we're going to cover that up by using our Copic marker, only because I don't have a permanent black marker, which I must get next time I'm in town. And we're going all around those edges. And that covers up all that white. Okie dokie. We're going to pop this up. So we need some dimensionals. And I think we will cut down the sides, and we'll have one long strip. Now I want to add, I've tied a bow here just from linen white twine, and I think we might put this here and then we'll put our sentiment over the top of it, eh? What do you reckon? So we'll pop this down with a mini glue dot. Not that we probably don't need to, but it'll just make it that extra little bit secure. I'm going to put this on a slight slant, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to chop this in half because we're going to try and leave a gap where that bow is, because I don't really want this sentiment to pop up where the bow is. That makes sense? It will make sense in a minute. Yep, that's good. So there's the gap there, and that's where we're going to put that gap there. Okay, and it'll all be one level then. So that just goes there like that, hoping it's nice and straight. I think I've just made it worse. Better. And to finish it off, we're going to add a few of these crystal, they're clear crystal gems, I think, and these are from Paper Rose too. So we'll just bring in our glue. Now this glue dries nice and whoops, I'm being a little bit heavy-handed here. It does dry clear actually, so that's a good thing. And I haven't got my doobie decker here to pick these up, so I'll just pick these up the best we can. Oops. And you get a couple of different sizes in these, they're great actually. Put that one there. We want that size again. Can I see it? What's that one? Whoops. One, and we want a tiny little one, eh? Oh, look at that, straight on. Now I'm just going to put these back and grab this. Now I'm just going to hold these down for a couple of seconds, just so that glue grabs. Whoops. I like these because they're not in your face, but it gives that little something. Okay, now I'm going to grab a white, I've got a Posca pen actually. I find these are really good for, you know, when you want to add splatters. But what I thought we might do, I don't want to ruin it actually. little oomph to our leaves. I'm only doing a couple of little white space because the image is so small and I don't want to ruin it. And there you go. That is our card finished. I'm happy with that actually. That's it. So there's our flower and our leaves. Just with that little bit of white, it lifts it even more. Okay, so there you go. And I hope you've enjoyed that. And don't forget to click on the link below for all the details on my blog. And there's also a link to Robbie's blog as well. Okay, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Enjoy your day. See ya. All right.